Yo guys, what is up? Welcome to another YouTube video, and today we're going to be recording episode 4 of a Snapshot. We're going to be speaking about UAV advantage and talking more about the radar more than we have done on previous clips. We always speak about the situation when it comes to the start of every single clip on Snapshot. If you've watched episode 1, 2, and 3, and you've looked at different things like positional advantages, if you looked at strafing of movement, and you've looked at the general overview and the flow of the game, you can see exactly how to become better as a player on Call of Duty. And thank you so much for everybody who's been commenting on the stuff, to people that have been assuring me that it has actually made them become a better player, or they've taken in some tips and tricks that they've not known before. So thank you all so much for that, and thank you for the constructive feedback. I am always trying to improve my videos, so if you have got any feedback at all, please place it below in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. At the time of this recording, we're at 2.1k on YouTube, and honestly, I can't keep up. Like, the movement on the channel and the pace that we're growing at, even on YouTube right now, is absolutely incredible. So thank you so much for over 2,000 subscribers, already at 2.1k at the time of this recording, and by the time this video is out, ready and done, we might even be at something like crazy, like 2,500. I don't know. But if you're watching the YouTube videos, if you're representing, telling your friends or anything like that, commenting, liking, upvoting, whatever it is, guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and thank you for over 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. Let's roll into today's video. So the way that today is going to work, Snapshot episode 4, we're going to be speaking a lot more about the UAV. We're going to be talking about the situation, and we're going to be really focusing on that situation today and looking at that as the main point talking feature. And the reason that I picked the certain clips that I have today is because they focus a lot on UAV knowledge, and because they're focused on the plays that I've made from looking at the UAV and having a look at what the situation is on the map at the time. We're going to be playing 5 clips plus 1 bonus clip. Once again, all audio will be muted, so you can hear my talk through in regards to what's going on in the clips. And we're also going to be running the clip at 0.25 speed now. If you've seen previous Snapshot videos, you'll see and you'll notice that we keep through the same flow in terms of the speed of the videos to make it nice and easy for you guys to understand everything. I'll be using a marker E-pen in red, and we'll be zooming into the UAV as well, so you guys can see exactly what's going on in game and the reason that we make the decisions that we do. Let's roll into the first clip. All right, so as we move into the Snapshot screen and we go to clip number 1, we're going to be speaking about the situation and how that's going to diverge into everything. So right now we're using the M4, and this is a 7-piece Rust clip that we've got here. Okay, once again, no audio is on, and the speed of the clip is going to be at 0.25 speed. Now, before we get into the clip itself, we're going to be discussing the situation, and this is what we're going to be focusing on for today's series, okay? As you can see on the map in the top left corner, we have full control of everything here. We're playing domination on Rust right now. We have full control of what's going on the map. We have all 3 points. We have everything on lockdown right now. I've got teammates spawning to my right, and I've got 1 teammate to my left. And we're going to be looking at quiet points to get today. All right, and what I mean by quiet points are enemies or areas of the map that are not covered by either my team and could be potentially covered by enemies, okay? So right now, if we're looking at quiet points, we're looking at this area over at C. We could be potentially looking at that gap between A and B in the far corner of this part of the radar that you can't see because of where we're located right now. And unless I get really unlucky and somebody spawning here to my left or in the container behind me, I'm pretty much covered apart from what I'm doing at looking across the map, okay? So let's have a look as we get into this video and see what the situation is and how things diverge. All right, so somebody's appearing into this crane who's in front of me. He's killed my teammate who was previously to my left. Now, once again, everything happens so fast on stream that it's difficult for me to explain why I do the things that I do. Now that my teammate has died and who was in this left-hand side, and I've just killed the guy who was at this crane in the top corner, I can see where my teammates are and what they're holding, and I know that this whole area of the map right here is empty. I am always looking to cover the empty side of the map. I'm a super aggressive player, and if a side of the map is empty, that's most likely where the enemies are going to be spawning, especially if they don't have any flags or any control of the map, okay? So right now, the first thing that's going through my mind is I take a quick glance at the map, and I think, I want to control this left-hand side. I've just killed this guy here. Now it's time for me to move over to where my teammate was and see if I can gain some control of what's going on here, all right? So again, this is pretty hard to explain while this happens on stream because it will happen so quickly, but that is my thought process, is I always want to cover the empty parts of the map because that's most likely where the enemies are going to be spawning. Now, lucky for this guy, he seemed to have spawned right in front of me. As you guys know right now, Call of Duty Modern Warfare spawns aren't the best in the world, generally still kind of follows the same theme, but I had no idea why that guy was spawning there. There's no way he should have spawned there. So as I move forward, and now that I've got cover from my guy to the right-hand side, and I've got a cover from a teammate here, once again, empty spots of the map are probably on the other side of this crane that you can see right in front of me, and this back corner from where C is. If you've played Rust a lot, you'll know that generally people spawn in the corners quite a lot. And if there is a quiet spot on that, they're most likely going to be spawning there as well. So with the M4 in hand, I'm always looking to take control on the other side of the map. All right, I'm shooting at both these guys that are in containers, using this little fence to my left to go left and right between it. You know, if we want to talk about movement and strafing, that's on the previous series. Now that I've took control of this area, I want to position myself up here to check where they're going to be coming from spawns. Again, we have control of this C point right here. Teammates seem to have everything locked on the right-hand side. A isn't being taken, and I've just killed 2 people in this container to my left. I know for a pretty high chance that the enemies are going to spawn in this back left corner. And where I'm holding right now, if they decide to make a dash for the A side, that I will be there to control the situation. Or if they move to my left on C, I'm in a position right now where I can turn and try and pick a fight with anybody who's coming through. I am now in a power position where I dictate that if enemies come out either side of their spawns, I'm pretty much watching them at all points here. So as I'm looking down with my the M4 down the scope, I check down there, give myself a second to reload, drop down in case anybody does come through. So now I've got my 50 mags back. Somebody does come through. It's been a little bit unfortunate timing because I don't manage to kill this guy. He does get just around the corner. So I proceed to throw the C4. Now, while I'm throwing this C4, you see an enemy has appeared right here. Now, straight away, I'm thinking in my mind, this enemy needs to be catered for, okay? So as this C4 is going out, I'm actually thinking 3 things in my mind right now. 1 is the enemies are still going to be spawning in the top corner. 2, how am I going to kill this guy who's right here? And 3, and how do I deal with this enemy who's coming to my left, all right? Again, because it happens so fast on stream, it's hard to kind of give you a dictation when watching it live. But now you see my thought process, and you'll see the way that I play this and the reason that I choose to do what I do. So as the C4's going over the top, I am moving right. Now, you guys may not think that's not that important, but you see this crane in front of me and my position right here. If anybody does spawn in these back right corners and these 2 enemies that are pushing to my left-hand side, I am currently in the process of throwing this C4 right here. I don't have my gun out. You know, if I'm just standing where I was right there, they're going to kill me before I could even react. This step to the right-hand side allows me to gain the extra second that I need to get my gun back out and make myself a driving force to kill these guys. So as the C4s come out and the enemy shots are coming through, my gun's now back out. Now, they're going to be pushing me for a fact. I jump out for the situation here, and I end up taking out both guys. So not only have I isolated this guy to the right, I've used his cover to my right, and I've killed them 2 guys to the left. Now, with these 2 guys dead, I'm thinking in my mind, the enemies are going to know where I am at this point. But I want to keep using this vantage point, and I want to keep holding out from where I am right now. So once again, I reload because my pistol isn't going to cover it for distance here. And I'm always checking my left to see if anybody's spawning here. I believe I see this corner, a guy on the corner right there. Go to check my right-hand side again. Don't see anybody. See the guy on this left-hand side shooting. Pre-firing around the corner because I know he's going to peek again. Doesn't actually peek at this point, but I do end up getting my reward because I make sure to check on the right-hand side to see if he comes out, which he does not. Calling my airstrike. And then once again, go to this left-hand side to catch the prize for this last guy who I knew was in this corner. And he is there. All right, so running that in a quick play and looking at the features of what we did there. Once again, we were checking the map the entire time. We were using our positional advantage to help us, and we were using the empty spots on the map to gauge where the enemies are going to be spawning, okay? Cannot tell you guys how important these empty spots are, all right? If I see my teammates all here, and unless I get really unlucky with a spawn behind me, enemies are going to be spawning here every time. C, A, or around this side of the map that I've got good control and good vision on right now with a weapon that can pretty much fire all the way across the map, okay? So we're going to be playing this clip from the start, and we're going to play it at full speed to show you how fast this actually happens on stream and to show you what it looks like in real time. Okay, so I killed this guy here. Teammate dies to my left. I move across. Guy gets a very unfortunate spawn. Now I want to get control of this area using this fence to my left just in case I need it. I've now got control of their spawn as they're coming out. Don't kill this guy. See this guy to my left. Peek back. Jump. Take these guys out. Always checking for the spawns on the right. And now that I've seen this guy to my left, I know I want to take him out as well. Don't see just in case anybody moves across, I put my airstrike in and then deal with this guy to my left. Okay? So in that process, I've managed to get something like 7 kills, 6 or 7 kills. I've taken over the whole side of the map and I've stopped the enemy from getting control over at C. All by myself at this point because of using my map knowledge, because of utilizing where the enemy spawns are going to be, and by knowing the advantages of my gun and the situation that I'm in right there and using different things as cover to give me the advantage of the plays. We're going to get a nice 7-piece and keeping full control of the map. All right, so that's clip number 1. Next, we're going to go into clip number 2. Now, this is Sawmill. which is, I don't think, a map that I've actually casted on for Snapshot yet. So I'm looking forward to going through this clip. And this is another M4 7-piece that we pick up here. And this one's on hardpoint. So with hardpoint, it's a little bit easier to gauge where the enemies are going to be. Because generally, if you haven't got the point, or the enemies haven't got the point, that there's most likely going to be somebody near or around to the point to make sure that the other team is stopping them from getting it. Now, if I look at my situation here, and I see my teammates on the back right corner, and I see 3 teammates right here, unless somebody is spawning behind me, the enemies are going to be at the back spawn over here, or onto this right-hand side, but I have these 2 teammates to go deal with that. I'm on this left-hand side of the map right now. I don't have time to double back and go through the middle of the map. I could even get shot from top barn if I decide to do that. So I'm using the cover of where I'm at right now, with obviously the roof and everything, to move with these 2 teammates, and to get myself into a better position to try and take out the enemies at the spawn, because I kind of can guess where they're going to spawn, and I'm gauging what the situation is and what's going on. So as we play through slow speed, my teammate jumps out to the left, shooting at someone, so I know people are here. And as mentioned before, I see where the spawn's going to be. Take out the guy with a nice shot with the M4, once again judging the gun that I'm using. Now, with one guy spawning there, I've already got into my head that the enemy team is probably all going to be spawning there. So I know I need to reload my gun. My pistol's not going to do it for range. So I reload my gun, put dead silence on to get across quicker in case anybody appears to my left. Slide in to get behind cover. I need to make sure I use these pallets to my advantage and getting cover. And always thinking that somebody could be running either out of this left-hand side or on this right-hand side of the spawn. Okay, they could be coming from here or they'll come from this middle. So I'm kind of looking down the middle, and depending on my reactional play, and being used to my sensitivity to, if I see anybody come either side, try and snap onto either player. And unless they're a good player with a good aim, I ideally, hopefully, think that I'm going to win the fight. Don't see anyone to my right. I see my teammate covering the spawn, so I move to my left. All right, again, I'm going for the area that is quiet, that is not covered. All right, this whole area here is quiet. I've only just killed a guy right here, and that's dictating to me that the whole enemy team is going to spawn there. I've got teammate backup, and I've got teammates in the point. I don't need to be there right now, and I don't need to be on the other side of the map because the hard point is right here. And this is where we want to take control of. This is the spawn that we would ideally like to dominate at this point, all right? So as I'm doing this, I take out this guy, didn't even see me coming across here, and straight away I've seen a guy appear to my right-hand side. So as he's peeking across, he's too busy aiming down sight. I've done a nice jump past his reticle, jump back over his bullets and take him out. And as I'm moving across here, straight away in my mind, I'm thinking about this Predator missile. Now, for some reason, a lot of people ignore when this is coming in, or they don't check their radar enough to see when this is coming in. Now, because I'm in this barn area, if I put myself central in this barn, that Predator, unless he puts a perfect location on this front door or this door that's behind me, there's no way he's going to take me out. So I need to isolate myself away to not be a target from this Predator missile. All right, so as you can see, I moved myself into the center of the barn, and unless this guy gets a good hit on me, he's not going to kill me. Thankfully, he didn't decide to go for me, and he actually didn't get any kills in the end, but I make myself a non-chosen target, if that makes sense. So once again, I'm using the map, thinking about what's going on at the time in the situation, and making sure that I avoid death at all costs. Now that that's happened, and I've continued to go through and try and sweep out their spawn, you can see in the background right here, there is an enemy, all right? And I know that there's probably more enemies to my right, and, sorry, to my left, and also to my right. So, after taking out 2 guys, I know that my job's not done here. I need to sweep out this whole entire area, and make sure that we get the spawns for it, so that we get this, this hard point covered. Okay, so I'm moving here. I've checked my left. Nobody's there. Could have been someone to my left right here. Would have been very unlucky if that was the situation. But generally, unless there really can be players, which they are on Call of Duty, this whole area has been covered. So I know I can deal with anything that's moving to my right. And that's exactly what we do in this clip and in this situation. So after that's happened, I've got 2 enemies spawning right in front of me. Take out the first guy. Using this little fence to the right-hand side in case the second guy stepped up, but he did not. Now, again, once again, situational. As I'm shooting this guy right here, I've already thought about this guy right here. Okay, and this usually makes the difference between somebody who's a good player and somebody who really knows what they're doing. Okay, a lot of the time, and a lot of people's clips that I watch, or people that I watch play, is they'll tunnel in so much on the first guy, or even tunnel in on this guy, that they'll ignore the second player. And if you can get into your mindset that you need to deal with both, and that you need to have one eye across the other side of the screen as well, and that you can deal with one player then deal with another, you can end up pulling off some crazy 2, 3, even more than that pieces. All right, so that guy's already in my mind now on the right hand side after on the left hand side while shooting this guy. So as I take him out, I'm bobbing up and down, praying that this guy to my left misses his shots, which he does. Then he starts to hit me, but at this point, I'm going to use my movement and strafe to give me the advantage. So I ran, a jump, and then drop down to change as elevation as much as possible and make it really hard for this guy to hit me. As I've done that, I hit a nice headshot, and I've ended up clearing out their spawns. All right, so now the whole spawn is mine. Switch to the Renetti, just in case an enemy does appear, because as I've killed this guy, that only leaves me with, as you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, 16 bullets in the chamber, which may be enough at close range, but the Renetti is an absolute beast close range. I haven't tested it after nerfs today, so we're going to be having a look at the Renetti later on in the week to see what it's like post-nerf. But I'm always looking at the situation in terms of my ammo to see what's going on. I know there's going to be faster for me to swap to my pistol. Once again, Captain Price said so. And I'm looking at what my situation is here. Find one more enemy appearing above here. And I've actually ended up changing to my M4 here again, actually. Take him out because he's not even looking at me. Pick him off. And I've taken out the whole enemy team at spawn. So if we move this back and look at this fast pace, you can see how we end up getting control of the whole enemy spawn. Okay? So taking this guy out, using this truck as cover while I reload. Then I'm thinking I need to get in cover here with dead silence. Alright, scoped out quickly to my left. Now focus on this guy here. Taking out this guy here. Move myself into the center of the barn so the predator can't hit me. Spotted the guy in the distance. Take out his teammate. Kill first guy. Thinking about the second guy straight away. Change the elevation. Get a nice hit. And then change back to my M4 and kill this final guy. Alright, so in this process, my teammates have gone across the map. We've taken control of their spawn. We've taken control of the hard point. And I've gone in and flushed everybody out and made some nice plays as well as it. Alright, so once again, looking at the map, UAV, recognition, seeing what's going on, what is the situation, what is the game type that you're playing, and how can you use the map and spawn knowledge once you figure out where the quiet spots are to really help you win certain scenarios, okay? And it ended up being a nice 7-piece on Sawmill, and we get full control of the situation. Moving on to clip number 3. This is on Candle Hideouts. This is the M4C4 5-piece. And once again, before we get into this clip, we're going to look at the situation and see what's going on. All right, so all my teammates are all spawning behind me, all to my right. That leaves a couple of quiet spots to my left, back. But you can see right here, if you do even watch the radar at all, you can see 3 enemies all appearing in the top left-hand corner of the map. Now, that doesn't cover for the whole team, but that tells me that if we've got quite a good map advantage in the center here, that most of the enemies are going to be on that side of the map. And if I'm going to push forward, I know generally where they are or where they're going to be spawning, okay? So I've had a quick glance at my radar and know where they are. So I want to push forward and help my teammate who's already in an advantageous position, all right? Now that I've seen enemies and where they're moving to, I am going for a flanking route on this left here. I could move through the right and go to the point, but straight away in my mind, I'm thinking, all right, if I put myself in the mind of the enemy, what are they going to do? They're going to want to contest this point right here, right? This is what they're going to do. And while my teammate is pushing to the right, I'm pushing to the left. And unless one of them is watching this road that I'm pushing to on the left, we can create a really nice pincer choke point play and end up taking control of the point anyway. So watch how this one plays out. Now, at this point, I've just seen a red marker appear on the radar to my left. So keeping that in mind, I'm watching the radar the whole time. I can see literally the 3 players that we were just talking about right here on this corner that are going inside the room that have just killed my teammate who was in here, and they want to get control of the hard point. So I believe that I've just popped dead silence here. I'm not actually sure if I've done that, but if I have, that'll also give me the stealth that I need to get past them as well. Yeah, I have popped it. So they won't even be able to hear my footsteps at this point. So again, your advantage is knowing the traits of what's going on. I know that I've got my advantage here, that I'm going behind the enemy team. If I pop dead silence, they're not even going to hear me come in. So this is going to end up being a really nice flank from me. And the flank plays off. Right shield player, shotgun player, that if they were looking at me, I'd probably be dead. All right, deal with the big threat first with the shotgun. Right shield guy doesn't even know I'm behind him at this point, and we jump into the point to get control of it. My teammates are all coming in from the right. A little bit of confusion here to try and figure out where everybody else is, but then turns out that more enemies end up spawning behind me. So as I push to the left, desperately trying to stay alive, teammates help kill the first guy, and then I end up killing the second guy. Now, again, in this situation, I need to get away from this door. All right, now the quiet spots are still where they were before, and there's an enemy right here. So the chances of enemies being in my proximity range is very, very high at this point. With my health, and as you can see from the screen being so grey and red, I need to move out of this situation and I need to get my health back. So unless you're running stims or quick fix is what I've got, As you can see, I've got my health back already, or you could be running stims if you don't use that to get your health back as well. I'll go for the reload, and I think about another flanking play here. I see 1 enemy to my left and 3 enemies to my right. Now, I could go for this enemy to the left, but I'm always thinking about the hard point and keeping control of it as well. Not only do I have a teammate to deal with this guy, several teammates in here, I want to be the one who's blocking off these guys over here. All right, it's, again, thinking ahead, looking at the radar, utilizing your UAV or whoever's calling it in to see where enemies are and the play that I can make. Now I can see enemies are running through the middle of the road. They're in open area. I know I've got an advantage here. I want to scope out this area to make sure that one guy who was pushing towards my teammate is no longer there anymore, and then I can move to the right and make the play as well. Okay, so let's have a look at see how this one plays out. No one to my left, and as I step out, there we go. There's the enemies that I was looking at. They don't even see me, and I throw an absolutely insane C4 and detonate right between the 2 enemies, kill both of them, stop their second push that's coming in, and once again do the exact same move that I just did to go around and play the flanker for these guys. Shoot this guy in the back, don't get the kill, but I do end up getting the assist for it. You don't get to see that at the end, unfortunately, but we keep control of the point. That's 2 flank plays. That's watching my UAV and radar the entire time to see what's going on, and how I can cover the dead spots or the quiet spots on the map to be the one who's taking control and taking the initiative to control it for my team. If we watch that in fast pace, you can see exactly how it plays out in real time. All right, so it's all very hectic. So I'm moving left, I pop my dead silence, see exactly what's going on. Beautiful flank. Both these guys now in the point are dead. Bit of confusion on what's going on in the point. End up staying alive. Got my quick fix to get me my health back. Checking the radar the entire time. I see my eyes are moving around. And this nice play, double kill, into another flank to make sure we end up killing this guy and getting control of the point again. So once again, utilizing the UAV. I cannot tell you guys, if you play core, how important this map is. It may not look like that I'm looking at it. I'm always glancing at it. Every other second, I'm glancing to see what's going on. This map is so important, especially if somebody's running like UAVs or, you know, some sort of radar, you know, whatever the word is, to see where the enemies are, or just in general to see if enemies are shooting, because that will make them appear on the map as well if they're not using a suppressor. Use the map. It's very important. Knowing about quiet spots, knowing about where the enemies are going to be spawning, knowing about flanking routes, using things like dead silence for your advantage, quick fix to keep me alive between fights, C4s to make the plays. Every single little piece of my kit and game knowledge came together in this clip to end up giving us full advantage at this point and keeping control of the area. Okay, so even though on stream it may look all really quick and think, oh, you know, it was just one crazy play, there is so many little details that are made here to make this one crazy play. All right, but at the end of the day, it comes down to UAV recognition and seeing what's going on the map. Clip number 4, we're going to move on to Rust once again. This is an M4 6-piece. Now, before we get into this clip, we're going to look at our current situation. Now, this side of the map that I'm on and this enemy's on, we're the only ones here. Now, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Enemy number 5 is here, and we're playing Dusty Old Houseboat, or whatever the hell it's called. So it's 5v5. Every single enemy on the map is catered for. So I know that nobody's spawning to my left. C is covered. All my teammates are all on the other side of the map. It's pretty much a 4v4 over there, and potentially a 1v1 right here. So let's see how this one plays out. I know that this side of the map is on my control, and I can see all the enemies on this right-hand side. So straight away, I'm probably thinking, go around, kill this guy, let's get behind these guys and try and go on some sort of flank. Help my team out, pinch the enemies in, and keep them locked under spawn. So let's see how I play this one out. Let's see if I actually do that, because I actually can't remember how this clip goes, I'll be honest. There you go. Kill that guy. I'm thinking I'm moving around this right-hand side. One guy has pushed me since then. He's now dead. Doesn't get any shots on me. Now, I remember where the enemies were originally when looking at the radar, and I'm looking across the map and trying to pinch them with my teammates who are all at the top of the map right now. All my teammates are all up here. I've just killed the guy who's just come through the crane, and I've killed the guy who was here on the only other person on this side of the map. So I'm thinking I need to go for some sort of pinch. Now, I also look at the kill feed, which we don't speak too much about, and can see that teammate and teammate are also picking up kills. So at this point, I'm thinking, right, are there any enemies left, or are they all dead? So as I go across to see the situation, to see if they're all alive, or if any of them have moved, or see if there's anyone else alive, I've got to cross here just to check, back up my teammates, see that nobody is in the proximity, check in the corners, and now move back to the quiet spots again. Once again, the quiet spots are absolutely everything. And I'm going to preach about it in every single video until you guys get it into your head how important these quiet spots are. Look at this. This whole side of the map right here is covered by my team. We have every single point in the game. Right here, this point, and this corner, quiet spots. This side of the entire map is not covered. Straight away, in my mind, I'm thinking I want to get back to this left-hand side of the map, and I want to take control of it because I'm using a gun that also can shoot across map. So as I'm doing that, I'm watching to see what happens. Is there anyone across here? Believe that I've just seen somebody to my left coming out of the container. So I want to use these little containers and barrels to my advantage, which I do. All right, go for a cheeky little jump shot on this guy, end up killing him. And then straight away, I'm thinking either they spawn to my right, which I doubt they're going to do that because of my teammates on my right, or they're going to be spawning across the side of the map. And if they do that, I'm going to need my M4 out for the situation. So I'm doing that, pushing forward the entire time. I want to get into this little position that we're on right here to take control. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but a lot of my Rust clips, this spot right here appears in a lot of these clips. This crane and this container is absolutely insane because you can literally use this to look down that tunnel. You can use this to look top mid, or you can use two different head glitches to look across the map and cover all sides of spawn. This position right here covers pretty much half the map, and you can even use it to cover the right hand side. I always end up gravitating towards this little side here, using these kind of like 5 or 6 different boxes and containers to keep me alive and move between them depending on what I need for what situation. They appear in a lot of my clips, I just realized. So this is probably a pretty good power spot. Now, as I'm moving across here, I've seen an enemy appear, sorry. I've dropped to the floor because I've already pushed too far and I've lost the cover from the cranes that we were just talking about. Drop down, jump back up, end up killing this guy. Could have done better with my strafe in there. But now that I've pushed these guys, I can either hold where I am or push to this container and look for the quiet spots again and to pick them off. Now, I see our teammates just died right here. And I also see that A is halfway almost gone. C is almost, well, C is starting to get capped, but nothing to worry about. But A right now is halfway gone and potentially needs to be looked at. Once again, this side of the map is not covered. Enemies could be spawning anywhere on this side of the map right now. So I have to think in my mind where they're going to be and where are they going to spawn at. So as I push across, I end up seeing the enemy who appears here, and I've taken control of this area. Okay, so before we play the entirety of the clip in fast pace, it's all come down to that quiet spot again. All right, and once again, we're going to keep preaching it throughout the entire video and through every other video that we come through. Is that look at this whole side of the map is empty. I am probably the furthest in front of my teammates. That way, I'm in firing position. I know that I want to make moves for this corner or move down to this right-hand side to just keep flushing the enemies out and keep them spawning on the other side of the map. So we keep getting control and we get lots of kills, because who doesn't want lots of kills, right? But the way that the team move, the way that I look at my map and the way that I use the map and its kind of defensive positions to my advantage is the reason why we get so much control and why we dominate so many matches when it comes to pub stomping and playing online, okay? So let's run this into full speed and to show you guys the situation and what it looks like. All right, so killing this guy. I know I want to get control of this right-hand side. Just clear it out, make sure that no enemies are spawning here. And while my teammates are moving left, I go back to this other side of the map. I want to get this control for this corner and keep the enemies pinned down in that right-hand side of the map. All right. Using my vantage points, kill these guys with some nice shots and get some nice kills across the map as well. And I'm moving into that corner that I was just mentioned about to then force the enemies to spawn in the A corner where we can then pinch them again. It's just constant pinching action to get control of the map and to make sure they don't get comfortable and can't cap any spawns. All right, always thinking 2 steps ahead and using the map to my advantage to make sure me and my teammates get full control of the situation. All right, we've got another Rust clip here for clip number 5, and this is the M4 6-piece, and we're going to look at the situation again as we're going into this clip. So with me here, I've got an enemy to my front and an enemy to my left, teammates covering this point and three teammates here. So this whole back side of the map, if you know Rust and you know the positions of the map, because of this giant central crane, is out of bounds for me. I need to focus on this A point. I need to focus on killing these people who are in front of me, okay? So whilst killing this first guy, I've already got the second guy in mind. I'm already looking at my radar and thinking, I know I need to deal with both of these guys, all right? So as I'm pushing around here, this guy's got a head glitch on me, but he doesn't know I'm there because I've just popped dead silence. Now I've got the head glitch advantage. Even if they end up throwing a gas grenade, I'm just praying that I can kill this guy with hip fire, which I do. Hit some nice shots. And that was a guy that just appeared out of nowhere. It wasn't the guy that we were originally looking at. This guy has been in my mind the entire time. I'm kind of waiting for him to appear here to see if he hears my shots or sees me killing his teammates. And as I push forward, dodge the grenade, this guy does in fact appear. But because I've seen my radar, I get a nice jump into some ADS shots. I get control of it. I got my teammate to my left who helped me as well. And I ended up getting a nice triple kill from that. Now, again, situation... Teammate up here, teammates all covering central. We have this corner locked. Where do you think they're going to spawn? This back corner here, or potentially on this left-hand side of B. But I'm nowhere near that side. I've got teammates that can all look that side. I want to get control of this back corner where C is and kind of pin them down. We always end up pinning them down somewhere or near that side of the map, so you guys can see exactly what happens here. All right, so as I'm pushing forward to see what happens here, I want to use this head glitch to my left. I think this is what I do, or I'm checking my left here. All right, so I'm not using the head glitch, but I move to my right and end up seeing the enemy that does, in fact, spawn in that corner. Now, I've seen that second guy already. All right, and as I kill this first guy, I want to get myself into cover, or I'll end up dying to the second one. I know I've got quick fix on, already got my health back. Now I'm using the head glitch that I just mentioned to watch to see if this guy's coming out. Again, I'm constantly changing positions between the first and the second spot to make it hard for the enemy to see me. Now, I've had a gas grenade that's just hit me. And I've heard shots appear. I don't know how well you can see it from this crate and this container right here. So I want to push this area. I don't want to be out in the open for too much longer. There are gas grenades into play right now, and I'm not in a good situation to take enemies out. You've just seen that guy appear. And if you haven't seen it, I can rewind it back just very slightly. There's a guy right there. You can see his head. I've already spotted him. I want to get right here. He's looking left. He hasn't seen me. This gives me a great opportunity. I want to take control of this. Once again, always thinking about the map. Where are the quiet spots and where could these enemies be spawning at, okay? So that shows you where it is. As I'm going to push this guy and go around this container here to kill this guy, I slide in case he does end up looking my way. He doesn't too late. Using this box right in front of me, pinning this guy down in the corner. I don't want to be peeking for too long. Don't end up killing this guy, but I'm using this crate and container to my advantage as well. All right, constantly staying behind it, head glitching, seeing what the situation is. Teammate ends up taking him out. And then I want to focus back on the quiet spot that's behind me to see what's going on, to see if anybody spawns here or to see if there's any more kills available. So let's see what happens here. I go into the quiet spots, and as opportunity presents itself, once again, enemies appear. All right, this enemy's appeared just to my right here. Now, when we were back over at the middle crane area where we are right here, I am in a very dangerous spot here. So I have enemies spawning here. And I'm going to have enemies spawning here. If I'm killing these guys that are here, enemies have to spawn somewhere. And because my teammates are all covering this side of the map, the likelihood of them spawning behind me is very, very high. So again, I'm thinking 3 steps ahead. How do I kill the guy in front of me and then also backtrack to kill the guys that are going to be behind me as well? Using the map, UAV advantage, and always checking what's going on and what is the map situation currently at the time. So as I've dealt with this guy and I've moved back, we're going to get back to where we were just in the clip a second ago. And I've moved back to this quiet spot that's behind me to see these enemies that are going to be pushing me from behind as well. This enemy ends up appearing to my right-hand side. I believe she had a shotgun as well. So thankfully she didn't hit her shot here. Or I killed her before she could hit a shot. No, she completely missed. And as I'm going around here, I jump on this crane. This guy should have killed me without a doubt. But because I've jumped on this crane and then hit another jump shot to change my elevation, I end up getting control, killing this guy, and once again, wiping out the map. So after this point, they're probably either going to end up spawning to my left, or they're going to be spawning back down where they were originally, or even potentially down in this corner. I'm still in a very dangerous spot here, but if you're like me and you like to play really aggressively, and you want to take on enemies and see kind of how far you can push yourself, you want to be in the same positions that I am, in the danger spots, and covering the quiet spots to make sure that you can kill enemies as they're coming out of spawn. Alright, so as we remove this clip, I'm going to go back to the start, and to show you what it looks like in full speed so you guys can see it for yourselves. Okay, so I killed this guy, head glitch, hit some nice hit fire shots, using some nice strafing to kill this guy. Chasing my pistol in case, but I didn't use it. Reloading. Kill this guy here. Wait for my health. Head glitch. No one there. Gas grenade. Seen this guy to my right. Killed him. Now I'm using this head glitch here. Using the map to my advantage the whole time. Look at the radar. And now I'm checking this area behind me. Make sure no one spawned here. Enemy does end up peering here. Nice strafing. Nice movement. Full control. And it ends up being a really, really nice, what was it, 6-piece, 7-piece on Rust. It shows you using the map, using the position, using different parts of the map for your advantage, you can make some crazy plays no matter what gun you're using. I'm pretty much running around using the M4 as an SMG right here. And if you want to see my builds and loadouts and stuff, you can check out my TikTok at I'm Stallion, or you can check out my YouTube to see if I've done a featured class guide. If it's not on there just yet, I will be doing one, I promise, especially for the M4. That one should be coming soon. All right, now we're going to go into the bonus clip. This is my favorite clip of the week, and you can just see the crazy plays that end up happening from this. So we're going to do one final situational analysis, and as you can see from the map, it's very bare bones. All right, I've got one teammate here, but if you look at the kill cam or look at the kill feed, my teammates here are dying. All right, so enemies at this point could be spawning anywhere. All right, I've got two teammates in this back left corner. I don't know how well you can see them on the radar right now, but quiet spot, quiet spot. No one's in the point because it's white, which means that it's not contested. Quiet spot, quiet spot. They could be literally anywhere at this point. All right, I need to get out of the open. First thing in my mind is I need to get out of the open. I don't know where the enemies are. I don't know where they're spawning or what's going on. I want to control the objective. No one in my team's in there. I need to get out of the kind of the open ground and take full control of the situation and watch how it ends up playing out. So as I get into here, I'm getting shot from my left, so I want to move inside. This guy comes in, doesn't actually see me. For a nice C4 on him, taking him out. Now, I'm controlling this area, waiting for a second to see if any enemies do appear, because I still don't know who anyone is. This guy is now appearing from the staircase and should, ideally, take me out in this position. However, as he pushes down, I've already spotted him, and I make it into a fair fight. Kill him before he can kill me. Now, this is where we kind of end up making the whole clip, and why happens what happens, right? So, at this point, I've seen my teammates spawning to my left and behind me. This teammate or this teammate are going to run in the point, or from what I can gauge is they're going to run in the point. That allows me to then make a more aggressive stance, move to my right hand side, and try and help these two teammates right here lock down the enemy spawn. Unless they're coming through the middle barn, that way I can kind of just wrap around. But the entire time I'm thinking, I want to run out of this door, I want to move to the right, and I want to try and get further control from my team. I could stay and sit in the point, but I already have a teammate who's coming in, and that's just inefficient use at that point unless the whole enemy team is rushing, okay? But because I've just killed a two, and because I'm watching the kill feed, I can see we have a bit more control. That's exactly what we do. All right, so I move out and round, hoping my teammate would go into the point behind me, but I don't think he actually does at this point. All right, see these two guys, one guy head glitch, one guy here. Probably should have gone for the guy head glitch first. Killed this guy. The guy from head glitch, I believe he's getting shot from somewhere else, potentially from the teammate behind me. So I need to get down because I've just seen somebody appear to my left here. So this guy is now a threat, and I've got to deal with the situation that's going on here. All right, so as we continue to roll on the clip, this guy's no longer here, so I turn my attention to this guy on the left. Somehow, this other guy who runs out doesn't even see us here. We take him out, and my attention is once again to the guy who could be appearing on the head glitch. Change it to a pistol, because I haven't got time to reload. This guy has appeared again, and I try and pick him off. He should have stayed there. He had a good advantage. I mean, he definitely could have killed me here, but he ends up jumping for some reason, giving me the advantage with the Renetti, and allowing me to kill him. Now, at this point, we've just killed 1, 2, 3... teammates behind me now have full control of the point. Did have a teammate up here, but he's died, as you can see right here. And I want to be the one to make the aggressive stance, okay? These three areas, moving into 3 different quiet spots. This whole side of the map is not covered, and it's most likely, unless they spawn behind me in this corner, where the enemies are going to be spawning, all right? And I know that. I want to take control. And because I know the rotation from the next hard point, which is going to be up in this corner, I need to try and get control of this side of the map. So I want to make an aggressive stance to that side, push for it, and allow my teams to get involved and spawn up there as well. Fun fact, if you didn't already know, when it comes to teammate spawning, if you play a lot of hardpoint and you know where the next point's going to be, what you want to be doing is making sure you rotate across there. If you watch CDL and you watch the way that the pro teams do it, you want to be rotating ready for the next point. And what that does, if you rotate and you hold a certain area, your teammates are more likely to going to be spawning there. So the worst thing for me to do right now is go completely back to the other side of this map, that when the HQ or the hardpoint or whatever spawns in this room, which I know is going to be there next, and if my teammates die, they're going to end up spawning on me, and I've screwed their spawn over because I'm on the wrong side of the map. Again, it's thinking ahead, using my UAV, checking the countdown on the time of when the hardpoint's going to change, and knowing map rotations alongside the enemy spawns as well. A lot of things to think about. And hardpoint, even though it may look like a lot of fun, it may look easy, it's definitely, if you play against good people who know rotations, spawns, they will make you pay, and they will make you pay big time. All right. So as we move across here, the hardpoint changes in literally 5 milliseconds. As you can see, hardpoint changing or moving as I'm pushing forward, exactly as what I just said. Look where the hardpoint is right now. Right there in this building. I'm in a full position. It's not red, so I know that enemies aren't in there. They could be downstairs, they could be around this corner, or they could be in any of these quiet spots here. I've got teammates across the map. They're not in the best positions. They should have rotated earlier, but I've made the initiative to rotate, and hopefully I can get some sort of control on this map for my team and give us the positional advantage. All right, so let's roll the clip and see how we play the rest of this clip. Now it's gone red. Now I can see straight away. That's put alarm bells on my head, right? As soon as I saw that turn red, there's two things I could have done here. And I could have moved around this around this right hand side. But if somebody appears at this window, because I've just saw it go red, so somebody's in this room, I could die from that window. So what I want to do is just go left and use this big thing right here, whatever it is, this little house, whatever, to give me cover to try and get control of this side and then push into the point itself. All right, again, so many things going on, but knowing the situation, seeing what's going on, having a look at the outer factors and looking at my UAV and thinking, how can I turn this into my advantage? Just saw it go red. I do not want to be going that right-hand side right now. Moving left to get to cover. Guy runs straight past me. This guy's been in the clip several times. Absolutely useless. Doesn't know who anybody is. Kill him. And as I've come here, two enemies have appeared to my right. Once again, this window is something that I'm checking the entire time. Don't see anybody at window. Get into a nice drop shot. Kill the first guy. Guy tries to make a good effort to dodge my shots. Doesn't kill me. And even though nobody appears at the window right now, I've got my Renetti out looking at the window. So if somebody did hear my shots or try to take me out, I don't know if you can just see that actually. I'm not sure if that's an actual player or if that's some sort of shrapnel appearing, but right there on the corner is something happening. That could be a player looking out across. And if he appeared right here, I have a good chance to take them out with Renetti. Again, I'm thinking 2 steps ahead. I've taken out 3 enemies right here. I've got 2 teammates swarming in. And this area to my right-hand side is now covered because I've just pushed from there. I've got VTOL coming in, 50 seconds on the point, and the chances of this guy holding the point right now are pretty slim unless he can take out me and all my teammates. So alone on that, by using the radar and playing with my advantage, I've got and taken control of the whole enemy side of the map. So let's run that into full speed so you guys can see exactly how that plays out in normal time. All right. C4, nice kill onto this guy. I'm moving forward, kill the first guy, head glitch is gone, kill this guy, kill his second one. Thinking about head glitch the entire time. Crouch spamming between my shots so he can't hit me. Want to push towards the hard point. See it's been taken, using the cover. Kill first guy, kill second guy, kill third guy, aim at the window just in case, and now we have control of the area and the objective. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the clips today. I hope they've been really helpful and useful. Today's focus was mainly on UAV advantage and talking more about the situation than we have in previous clips. Now, honestly, I cannot tell you that if you're a core player and you are not side screening at your UAV every couple of seconds, you are missing out on a proper piece of intel that can help and shift your whole entire gameplay. Quiet spots, looking at the enemies for when they have a UAV on, if they're not running Ghost or Cold-Blooded or whatever, and using the position to your advantage when you do know where they are, to block in spawns and to use your teammates' advantage to do pincer attacks and good flanks as well. Because of that, we end up getting control in pretty much every single one of these clips and end up shutting out games completely, and it's why we end up playing pretty well as a team and as a pub stomping unit. I really hope that these videos and clips make some sort of difference to your gameplay. From the feedback that I've been getting so far from SNAPShot, they seem to be helping a lot. Today we spoke a lot about UAV advantage. I think on the next one we're going to be speaking about flanking routes and talking about why I make the certain routes that I do in certain maps. So that'll be a little bit more tailored to maps. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the video today. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, like, comment, leave any constructive feedback. We're all about feedback and making these sessions better for you. We're just trying to turn people into better players if they want to take any tips or gauge any tips as well. Really appreciate you guys for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take care of yourself.